Hi, what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about these 7 signs that indicate whether you might be getting laid off. So, given times of uncertain market conditions, we have high interest rates, we have high inflation, we even have the Federal Reserve scheduled to increase rates this coming Wednesday. So, a lot of uncertainty going on. But one thing for sure is that we're currently in a time where we're seeing a lot of layoffs. Companies are trying to cut back on costs. I'm seeing this all over. I'm hearing this all over from friends. I'm reading this all over the news. Companies are laying people off left and right. So, we're going to be going over 7 signs that you should be looking out for when it comes to getting laid off. So, number one is you're getting less work. So by getting less work, you're starting to be phased out of projects. You're starting to not be in as many emails. You're starting to be out on the loop of things, and they're slowly looking to start transitioning you out of the company. This is something you want to look out for. So you want to make sure as an employee that you have a steady workflow. You're doing good work. You're viewed as a high performer, and unfortunately, one of the rewards of being a high performer is that you're going to be given more work. But if you're not performing at all, then what incentive does the company have to really keep you? Since all it really comes down to is kind of you just being, you making the company money. And if you're not going to be making the company money, then why should you even be employed in the first place? Which leads me to my next point, which is when you start seeing your manager being CC'd in more and more of your emails. So this is dangerous because it could be that your manager is looking to, like I talked about with you getting less work, is looking to transition you out. So if you normally don't notice your manager being CC'd in, uh, keep an eye on that. Pay attention to it. Keep an eye on it. Make sure that you know you're understanding what's going on. There could be some behind the scenes regarding, a lot of the management is getting it together, and per some other management's request, that your manager's trying to be on as many emails as he can, and that message is being relayed to other departments, other managers, other functions. So they might be getting that type of instruction behind the scenes. So just keep an eye out for that. Next, we have company emphasizing cost cutting measures. So if you are ever dialed into any of the company all hands meetings, or if you're paying attention to the company financial meetings, if you hear any of these type of keywords, cost cutting, right sizing, downsizing, operational efficiency improvement, budget reduction, anything of that sort of nature, then you should know that the company might potentially look into layoffs as a way to save money and basically boost shareholder profits, and basically just reduce costs and effectively increasing company financials, uh, which is very possible with large scale layoffs. Given that say you know an engineering salary over $100,000, and you're laying off so many engineers. That's a lot of money for the company that can be saved over the long period of time. So look out for that. Look out for projects where companies trying to utilize a lot of technology to streamline operations, because that could also mean reduction of jobs itself. So once again, look out for companies emphasizing cost cutting measures. Next is if you are on a performance improvement plan or a PIP. So a performance improvement plan is basically when employers notice that you're not doing very well, and your manager kind of just puts you on this performance improvement plan. Kind of straightforward, but kind of the hidden meaning behind it is this is where an employer could kind of leave a paper trail to kind of justify why they're going to fire you, essentially, since as an employee, they're going to need some sort of justification, and they're going to need to show whether it's poor performance or whatever. So just look out for the fact, for any one of you who are on a personal performance improvement plan, you should definitely be looking to brush your resume up, and also just start applying to jobs ASAP, because it's not looking good for you. I would be pretty scared to be on a PIP, especially in this type of economic environment. And additionally, if you are on a PIP, you should make sure to take some time to reevaluate, take some time to think about how you got on that PIP, because for you to get on a PIP, you're either not performing well, or you don't have strong relationships with your team or your management that doesn't see you as a high performer, and they feel that they need to set that in place in order to make you a better performer. But honestly, the the short story is basically that they're looking to get rid of you. So next is if the company places a hiring freeze. So if the company places a hiring freeze, you already know that the company is kind of struggling uh, financially, although they're not going to directly say it. Why else would they be on a hiring freeze? You do not want to be in a company that's on a hiring freeze. You want the company that you're working at to be hiring a ton of engineers or hiring a ton of people, because you want the company you're at to be doing well. You want the company that you're working at to show that they're doing well, and for the people to be believe in that they're doing well. So make sure to look out for that. If they're on a hiring freeze, that's just another warning sign. Hey, maybe you should brush up your resume, which leads into my next point, which is if the company financials are hurting. So if you look at companies, if you're at a publicly traded company, and you're looking at the company financials, you're going to see quarterly metrics. You're going to see revenue, operating income, expenses. So you're going to want to see, a quarter over quarter or year over year. You're going to want to see an increase in revenue or an increase in operating income. And what companies are probably going to try to be doing is decreasing operating expenses, because they want to spend as little as possible to make as much money as they can. So pay attention to company financials, pay attention to their specific metrics, and that should give you a good indicator of their financial health and whether or not you think employment has a positive or negative outlook long term. And the last one I have here is if your management is looking for a new job. So if you have managers or if you have people in HR leaving, they're just like, forget this, I don't want to work here, I don't want to be here. That is just a clear sign that it's not the best culture, they're not the right fit, or just the working conditions just aren't right, or they know something that you don't, they know something behind the scenes that you don't. They're preparing themselves for some type of downturn at the company, and they're just trying to get out right away. So if your managers, or if you have HR managers leaving, which does happen, take that as a sign. It could be a potential round of layoffs coming up, because who knows what. And if your management is leaving, that also indicates a pretty toxic work environment, I would say. If your leaders aren't even trying to be there and kind of trying to looking out for themselves, then that just shows me that the company that they're staying doesn't incentivize them enough to be there long term. Anyways, I'm going to wrap that up. So those are going to be the 7 signs that you should be looking out for in regards to layoffs. So if you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And additionally, in these hard times, I do provide career services. So resumes, cover letters, interviews, LinkedIn optimization, all tools you can use to get yourself a higher paying job. Check out the link in the description below, and we'll talk to you later.